Over the past couple of weeks, I had the opportunity to travel to Rome as a pilgrim for my annual retreat. And the temperatures were hot. It was almost 115 with the heat index, so I felt like I was in the fiery furnace that we heard in our gospel passage. My plan during my retreat was to walk in the footsteps of St. Paul and St. Peter. And in fact, I walked 250,000 steps, and I covered 124 miles, visiting 25 churches of great significance to our faith. And it was a moving and transformational experience for me, something that I had never experienced in my life. And I was deeply impacted as I walked along the streets and the neighborhoods of Rome, past the Colosseum, the Circus Maximus, all those temples to the numerous Roman gods, the ruins and the excavations of ancient Rome. And I felt that I had been transported back into time. And I tried to begin to imagine in my mind's eye what it must have been like for those first Christians living in Rome. And they lived in the capital of an empire built upon military might and power that had unlimited wealth and resources. An empire that was focused on its own vanity and self-interest. Rome served only Rome. And I kept asking myself, amid this pagan world, why? Why is it that Christianity took hold despite the persecutions and all the secular temptations? What message did Peter and Paul bring that was so attractive that many were willing to be martyred? I wanted to uncover those great treasures and the fine pearls of the kingdom of heaven that the first Christians found so compelling, and which Jesus sets before us today in our gospel. And so I walked. Now, some of the locals started to get to know me, and so they jokingly referred to me as Indiana Jones because of the hat I was wearing and the way I was dressed. But I wasn't in search of the Temple of Doom or the City of the World. Instead, I was looking and searching for the city of God, the treasure and the fine pearls of the kingdom of heaven. And I found myself standing in the earliest church, long before there were these magnificent basilicas where Peter, as Bishop of Rome, lived, presided over the Eucharistic liturgy, where he baptized thousands to the faith, and then he sent his disciples out into the four corners of the world, telling them to preach the gospel and to go make a difference. I visited the Church of the Holy Cross of Jerusalem, and I saw for myself the cross that Jesus was crucified on, and the inscription written above it by Pilate, and of the nails and the thorns that the soldiers used for their nasty deeds. I celebrated Mass in the grotto near the tomb of St. Peter, and I served as deacon not far from the tomb of St. Paul. I spent countless hours before the Blessed Sacrament in churches all across Rome, praying for those in need, for my family and friends, for the seminary, and for all of you, my brothers and sisters at St. Elizabeth's. And I slowly came to realize that we, in the 21st century, are living in a time that is not too different from ancient Rome. Many of us are seeking and looking for material success, stylish clothing, a better car, higher paying job, or maybe we're just looking for self-worth, purpose in life, satisfaction, peace of mind. All of these are good, but they are not the true treasures, the fine pearls. In our gospel today, Jesus reveals that the true treasure is the kingdom of heaven. In the kingdom of heaven, it's a gift, often made known unexpectedly in the most ordinary circumstances of our lives. And when found, it yields riches beyond what we could possibly imagine. Jesus, through our gospel parables today, tells us that the kingdom is both commonplace and rare, familiar yet surprising, ancient and new. And yet, when it is encountered, it brings us great joy. But sometimes finding the kingdom takes a little bit of effort. Now, you don't need to go to Rome to walk in the footsteps of St. Paul and St. Peter like I did. You see, the kingdom is closer to you than what you think. It's accessible to anyone, so to speak, who has a shovel, a net, or the desire to look for something of great value. Maybe it's through attending one of our Bible study programs here at St. Elizabeth's, or volunteering at Christian Health. As we heard in Bishop Barron's video, the kingdom of heaven is at Mass, with all of us here gathered together when we fully, actively, and consciously participate in the Mass. Maybe the kingdom of heaven is found at Eucharistic adoration, or volunteering in one of our over 60 ministries here at St. Elizabeth's. Or maybe it's even more simple, as a beautiful sunset or the birth of a child. When the kingdom is found, its treasure, its priceless pearls change us forever and empowers us and impels us to go out into the world, to go and make a difference as Jesus' disciple. Peter and Paul preached and lived the kingdom of heaven here on earth with their words and their actions and deeds. For them, the kingdom is a gift from God. And this is what made their message so powerful, so compelling, so priceless, converting thousands to a new way of living and a new way of loving amid a pagan world. Today, as we come forth to receive that pearl beyond price, the Eucharist, the treasure of Christ's broken body, may we then go forth out into the world to bring the light to others so that they too may find the kingdom of heaven. God bless you.